Alright, when you're done, it'll look something like this. The holes have been cleared and you're ready to start inserting parts, but we're going to remove a few and change a few between now and then. And the first one we're going to go to is this one right here, this electrolytic capacitor. It's 1 microfarad at 50 volts or 1 microfarad at 25 volts. It's marked on the board as C22. And one of the reasons you want to remove it is the the microphone circuit, of course, is no longer going to be used, and it adds additional hiss to the rest of the circuit. So we're going to remove it and discard it. We're going to seal up the holes so that people don't think we left something out by accident. And what we're going to also do is we're going to change a few other components in here from our rebuild kit. This particular capacitor back here is 22 microfarads, so we're going to loosen him up, and then we're going to sit there. I prefer sometimes to lay the iron across both leads close together, and he's being removed, and we're going to replace him with his 2007 or 2008 counterpart. We're going to solder suck the holes to make sure they go through, because there was a lot of solder on them. And if you get the one in our kit, you'll please note that the longer wire is the positive side, and this gold band with the minus in it, of course, is the negative side. Polarity counts, so you can't put them in backwards and expect them to run. The board is also marked with plus and minus on the top. Simply insert, and the plus is closest to the heatsink. Simply insert the capacitor, push it down until it's sitting about maybe 1/16 of an inch off the board. Fold the leads back, clip the excess off, and solder it up. Alright, we're going to install the vibrato now, and the first item of business will be to install the potentiometer, which is sitting in the back. And it's located right there, and because the item has been sitting in storage for a while, the pins coming off of it are a little oxidized. To make sure that it'll take solder, we're scraping them with an X-Acto knife. You can see that one's discolored, and it's pretty obvious it's been sitting there for a while. Now, some of these were coated with a silver plating, and that's obviously tarnished over the years, and these are old stock. So this goes in like that, and you simply press to snap it in place, and then you'll see the 3 leads poking through here, here, and here, and you want to solder that in, starting with the back lead so it doesn't move, and then the other 2. Now you see the potentiometer is put in. You want to set the marker on the potentiometer to approximately the 2 o'clock position. That's its normal resting place. And then you'll take the 680K resistor, that's R15, and put it in its place like that. Bend the leads over. Then R16. The diagram showing all the resistor values and where they go is on the website, so that can be taken care of and printed. R12, which is in the front, right here. That one's 27K, and that previous resistor, R16, was 10K. Alright, we're now going to remove the LDR assembly. And we're going to straighten its leads out. It's a little tricky getting in there. And you have to make sure, since it's also polarity sensitive, that you have it in correctly every time. Otherwise, it won't work. And if you look very closely at it, you'll see two of the wires. The bottom two are from the LED itself, and the other two are the photocell. And if you look very closely, and I don't know if the camera can zoom in on that, you see between the word LED, there's a plus on this side and a minus side on that side. Do not put this in backwards, or it will not work. Get the leads such that the back two leads are in place, with the one going to the one marked positive on the right. And then put the two leads for the photocell in front. So in other words, the leads for the LED are in the back, and they are with the right side positive, and the two leads from the photocell are in front. Make sure it's sitting about an eighth of an inch above the circuit board and not flush against it. Bend the leads over. Trim off the excess. And solder it in place. Do not spend more than 20 seconds soldering this in place for each pin, because the unit is heat sensitive and can be damaged. If it's just a regular resistor, you can spend a little longer on it. Alrighty. So now we have a couple of resistors in the LDR. We're now going to take the two transistors. That's TR4. We're going to straighten its leads out such that it looks a little bit like this. And we're going to place it in the rear closest to the potentiometer. Get the three leads in. Position it about that height above the potentiometer. Bend the leads so they won't fall out. Put TR3, very similar. Form the leads. Now notice the flat side is facing the camera. Do not put them in backwards. There we go, one behind the other. And we're going to bend the leads again. Now we're going to take the clippers and cut off the excess. And while we're at it, we'll cut off the excess of these resistor leads. And for those leads that are independent, in other words, they're not going to be hooked into anything else, such as the transistor leads, we're going to solder that one. And that one. And we're going to solder these two down here. Alrighty. And solder this one up here. And that one right there. Now there's more to come. There's a few more resistors. And this one